giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by the Cock Confirmed, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! It's basking in it. Just bask in this W. I don't give a damn who the quarterback was. You see the thumbnail. It absolutely mattered. And I'm going to talk about who this mattered for. Maybe not for the whole team, but it definitely mattered for a certain sector of this team I want to get to, man. In the roundup, we got some coaching rumors. They're back. You know, I should get a Taker Bell for that. I mean, coaching rumors is back going on. But before we get to all that, Cowboys Nation, how was your Christmas, Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
I mean, this just absolutely had to be one of the better ones because the Cowboys played on Christmas Eve, dropped 40 on this Eagles defense, which put a pin in that, okay? Put a pin in that. On this Eagles defense, and they walk away with the dub to move to 11-4. And there's still a chance for this division. I mean, I'm not an Eagle creator, Eagle fan, whatever, but I do know they got some issues over there. They lost a couple players. You know, their quarterback might not play next week. The Saints are still playing. So I'm just saying, it's still you know, a possibility. Now, is it going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. But they still got to play for this division. The Cowboys still got to play for this division. And looks like the Titans, which short week, we'll talk about the Titans tomorrow. They got something that they got to play for. Listen, if you want to call in, please do. I didn't get a chance to talk to y'all since Wednesday because I took a break for the holiday. So call into the show, 351-999-3787, and we could talk about this game. We could talk about everything that went down from the top to the bottom. And then maybe we'll do some tape tomorrow. I just got to the tape early in the week, but maybe we'll get to some tape tomorrow. But first, are there people still out there questioning number 4? Are there still people out? Because this should be Dak.
Shut. Did I say no? Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else.
Listen, man. What y'all want this man to do, dog? Since Dak has returned, second in passing touchdowns, first in touchdown percentage, second in completion percentage, first in red zone percentage, third in EPA play, first in success rate. Oh, and we're 7-2. Because you know a lot of people say those numbers don't matter. Are they winning? Yeah, they're 7-2. In the 2 games that they lost, they had a 14-plus point lead in both of those games. But Sky, the turnover, the interceptions. Did you know Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, Tom Brady, and Herbert all have more turnovers? Yeah, he's only played, but they have more. They're leading the league in turnovers. They're top 10 in turnovers. But it's cool when they do it.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Well, Sky, he beat their backup. Well, the Eagles beat the Cowboys backup.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
If I'm not mistaken, because I've been hearing this around Twitter sphere, Cowboy fan haters. You hear what I said? Cowboy fan haters, because there are Cowboy fans who are haters of this quarterback. They just can't seem to admit he's really damn good. I'm talking to you. Well, if it wasn't for the defense giving them 4 turnovers and on the side of the field, they wouldn't have did. Well, they had 3 scoring drives of 75 yards, 72 yards, 75 yards. Are we sitting here really acting like this quarterback can't drive the length of the field to score? Well, he has a running game. He didn't have a running game that day. The running game concepts were terrible. They averaged 2.75 yards per carry, those running backs did. Yes. The O-line was atrocious in run blocking, Cowboys Nation. Conor McGovern may have had his worst game of the year in the run blocking department. Y'all don't even want to see that film. Well, surely Kellen Moore had to set his ass up for... No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, boy, they was putting on the cake for Kellen on that there Twitter, man. Oh, my gosh. Your quarterback put on... This is his team. Strapped him and dropped 40 on the number 1 defense, number 2, whatever it is, top 5, top 3 defense in the NFL with barely help from any department on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line wasn't great in that game. Run blocking or pass blocking. And see, you'll probably see some of these plays where he's getting the ball out and then they go away from the play and it looks like, oh, it wasn't no pressure. It was pressure. And another thing that he's finally doing, that the only thing that I cared about him doing, because he could do everything else from a quarterback standpoint, is finish. Last 3 weeks. Start off rough against the Texans. Finished. Practically won get a damn game against Jacksonville. The defense did what they did, allowed them to go back down there. Then okay, cool. Let's drive down the field and go get this game-winning field goal. All right, well, Noah Brown drops the ball. But he was finishing. This week, finish. Past week, I should say. If you're still doubting this man, just go chair.
Say it again. Say something else.
Just
Say something else.
Just go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else, man. If you want to turn a blind eye to what this man is doing since he returned, just go somewhere else. It's going to take a Herculean effort from Dak Prescott here on out. It is. Fair or not fair? Oh, but y'all better. You Cowboy fan haters, you better not. You better not. You better hope. Because I'm not even going to come for the opposing fan. It's the Cowboy fan haters that get on my damn nerves. And I digress. All right, let's get into this roundup. We'll come out. We'll wrap. We'll talk about everything about this game.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Oh, they do it! Hey, oh, they do it!
Hey, yo. Man, Cowboys get a dub. And all the coaching rumors just start popping back up, huh? They just start popping back up. The Jaguars, the Broncos fired Nathaniel Hackett, rightfully so. I mean, it's a mess over there. And if you guys remember correctly, Quinn's name was brought up and really favored to be the head coach last year for the Broncos. Well, now his name is back in the runnings for head coach for the Broncos, which could leave some questions. Now, this is an off-season discussion, but if Dan Quinn takes a job, now we're back to square one where we were last year when we assumed he was going to be taking a job. Oh, but I wonder if the next name has anything to do with that. You know Sean Payton wasn't going to go away. I mean, it wasn't going to go away. And according to, I think it was Josina, she says Payton has a high affinity for the Chargers and Cowboys job, with the Cardinals being in consideration too, if those jobs become available. We know how this goes here in Dallas. Hey, Big Mike, you've been doing a great job the last 2 years. You've done something no coach has done in the last 20-something years, and that's when double-digit games, back-to-back seasons. First time you went to playoffs back-to-back years since 06-07. But we all know, if they don't at least reach the NFC Championship game, there is going to be real, legit discussions about if he stays, especially if Sean Payton decides he wants to throw his name in the ring. And to boot, if you lose a Dan Quinn and you do look to hire a Sean Payton, he's talking about bringing in a guy named Vic Fangio. We are familiar with Vic Fangio because of the whole blueprint situation, but the league is familiar with Vic Fangio because half the damn league is using his principles. The Fangio 6 is dominating the NFL this year, probably last few years. And he's still a damn good coordinator. So this is an off-season question, but these rumors have popped up over the last few days. Just saying, put a pin in it. We could be having these discussions. Now back to that game, man, because T.Y. Hilton made an immediate impact on this team. When T.Y. was signed, we talked about on this show a lot. Two things. T.Y. brings something different to the table, to this wide receiver room that they do not currently have. A, he can get deep. He's a burner. He can run past you. And T.Y. told you, you're going to come up and play press man on me, and you don't get your hands on me, I'll run right by you. Love that energy. And he proved that. Right? He proved that. But he also, we called him a wild card, but he also is a wild card off the field because I believe it was on the round table. We talked about this, how T.Y.'s impact could be felt not just on the field, but off the field. But let's start with the former, on the field. The two biggest plays in the game, the two plays he made, really, in the game that helped change this game started in the first quarter, 4th and 8. Let's be honest. He pretty much routed up Darius Slay to get that pass interference, holding, whatever they wanted to call it. But if you go back and watch the film, it was just a heady, veteran, savvy move. And those are the things we don't have in that room, right? Like, that's why you needed to have a guy like a T.Y. Hilton in here. Odell was supposed to be that guy, but when his knee wasn't ready, well, you couldn't go with an Odell Beckham. So the 4th and 8, pass interference, DPI, holding, whatever it was. Huge play. And then this one. I mean, there are people who literally think, look at your quarterback. Anyway, 3rd and 30. Flies past Darius Slay. Flies past Scott or whoever it was back there as the safety. Yeah, Scott. Dak drops a bucket 60-some yards down the field or whatever, in the air, whatever it is. T.Y. gets interfered, low-key. They're not going to call that. It was kind of a bang-bang play. It is what it is. And still brings the ball down. When we signed T.Y., I said, if you can get the T.Y. Hilton of last year, well, Sky only had 300 yards, and then look deeper. 7 targets of 20-plus yards, 4 receptions, a $169, and a touchdown. I don't really need him to do nothing else. But if he can give me a deep ball threat, that is all Dallas really needs. Now, he can do some other things. And according to Mike McCarthy, the ramp-up stage is over. So T.Y. Hilton may start getting involved more and more. I hope so. Because, damn it, he don't need to be ramped up no more. He ran 50-some yards down the field and blew past 2 people and caught a clutch play. 4th and 8, he routed up one of the better cornerbacks in the league and got a huge first down penalty. I've seen enough. Let's get him involved, and let's see if he can help expand this offense, which I think he can. Now, here's the other thing that T.Y. Hilton brings to the table. Shout out to my guy, Pat Walker. One of the things that I constantly said when we let go of Amari Cooper and did not bring in a guy to replace him, it wasn't necessarily bringing in a guy that can replace his talent level. That's a CD Lamb. But you need a big homie in that room. You need a veteran in that room. Period. CD is still figuring this thing out. Michael Gallup's not that guy. Noah Brown is not that guy. Obviously, you drafted a rookie. James Washington is not that guy. And I think you saw that in that room for a little bit. Now, obviously, Dak went down, and that didn't help, having, Cooper Rush come in. But I still think that if you would have had a guy, it would have helped even more. But listen to this, and you'll see what I mean by having a big homie. This is via Pat Walker, T.Y. Hilton. He said, just things that Reggie taught me when I was in CD's shoes. I got a chance to spend some of my knowledge on him with route running, getting open, getting separation to help him turn it from a contested catch to a non-contested one, and building up his yak. That's so much. I just know there's so much goodness he's learning from him. He says, like on his touchdown, we had that similar play called in practice. I just told him to aim a little higher because it's easier to adjust back down than it is to adjust back up. He made that adjustment, and he was able to score, getting that much more separation from the safety, so he was able to spin and do what CD does. That is the big homie, veteran leadership mentality, knowledge, whatever you want to call it, that I think was whatever missing in that room. You can say, hey, that's obvious. You can say, sure. You can say all of that. But getting a guy like T.Y. Hilton who can be a wild card on the field, still has some juice on the field, and can do this off, is only going to help CD Lamb, Dak Prescott. You would hope Michael Gallup, but I'm just saying, these topics, CD Lamb, Dak Prescott, this offense in general. So ramp up stage. I'm ready to put that away. Let's get T.Y. involved more, man. Let's get T.Y. involved more. Speaking of CD Lamb, no, I'm going to save that for later. Because, boy, are we still doubting him too? I'm going to let that go, man. Look, we got a caller on the line. Let's get to the callers real quick, man. Shout out to the Cochran Firm, the Pulse of the Nation hotline presented by the Cochran Firm. The nation's premier injury, truck accident, medical malpractice law firms located in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. Their attorneys, Brian and Larry, handle the most challenging civil cases, handled on a contingent fee basis. This means their fee is solely based on a percentage of the money they recover for you. The initial consultation is free. If they do not recover money, they charge no fee. So make sure you hit those guys up at 1-800-THE-FIRM or visit CochranTexas.com. All right, let's get down to breaking this thing, man. We got 904 on the horn. What's goody?
Hey, Will, what's going on, buddy?
What's up with you?
All right, man. Hey, I'm still enjoying this week with the Cowboy victory over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
And man, I tell you, it was a dogfight, to be honest. But we need to kind of improve on our defense a little bit.
Yeah, that's the second part of the show, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it's the second part of the show, but this first part of the show, I'm really proud of what Dak did, even though he had a hiccup on that interception, which that was pretty lucky to me. And he just came back and bounced back strong. And then he just went on ahead and took care of business like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
So he kind of played he played at an elite level, but he's just not there yet. So, but then we got to get these receivers really got to kind of open it up for him. So I don't know if you watch Kurt Warner when he breaks down it a little bit, because I watched it a little bit, and sometimes the receivers getting bumped off the line or whatever, and they're not able to run their route like they're supposed to. Yeah, have you ever checked them out?
I mean, I don't need to watch Kurt Warner to see that, but yeah, the separation from the receivers are not great if your name is not CD Lamb, right? I mean, there's a play where Michael Gallup, I can't remember which play it was. I was just watching it this morning. He just gets absolutely mauled at the line of scrimmage by Bradbury and just can't get off of it. But yeah, I mean, separation is not a thing with these
Yeah,
receivers.
because I know
unless
some.
it's
Yeah,
somebody-
because like some of them be like it could be legal contact, and it be after 5 yards, but we not getting those calls. But and they expect to get the calls every time.
Oh no.
It's gotta be-
The play I'm talking about is it was just fantastic bump and run coverage. He just couldn't get off
Right.
of the bump.
Mhm. Yeah, I give Philadelphia when credit's due, but just on that 3rd and 30, man, I mean, like I'm sitting right here scratching on my heels, man. I was like, man, I wonder if they're gonna ever make this play. But man, Dak made a play of his life on that play, and T.Y. Hilton caught it on the end, even though it was a pass interference on that call.
They didn't call it, but you can't hand the ball off any better than that. I see there's a
No.
there's a
That was
I
a
am
perfect
legend
time.
monster in the chat. I mean, do I need to show the play again? I mean, you cannot hand the ball over. You just can't hand it better than that, man.
No, you cannot. I mean, like, man,
What are we
that
talking about?
was like poetry in motion.
What are we talking about here? Oh, hey, Jesus. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about people who just can't admit they want to confirm their priors, or they just flat out hate, or maybe you just don't know the game. And I usually don't deal with the nonsense, but I'm ready to call the nonsense out. I just am.
Right.
You people are blind, either hate or just stupid. I'm done being nice, man. I wasn't nice with Shady. He's stupid. You just as stupid as he is if you think that this was not a great throw.
Yeah, because man, he looked like a pure sucker on there Monday morning. I couldn't wait to see what he was saying. I mean, he has so much hate against the Cowboys, even though we used to beat them all the time. And I think he still had those regrets of like, man, I've been losing to this team, so I hate this team forever.
Shady been hating this. He been hating on the Cowboys before he even became a pro. Now he's got a platform. That's all
Yeah.
that is, man, and a name.
Oh my God.
Just don't be blind and stupid. Is all I'm saying. Just be one of the other.
Right. Exactly. And then everybody was talking about do we need to rest our starters and stuff like that? No. We need to keep our foot on the gas pedal because we still have a chance of getting that top seed. Because you don't know what could fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no rest in those starters. I'm not for any of that at this point until maybe week 18. You know, if things are out, right? If Philly wins, that's a different story. You're locked in
because
the
if
5.
Philly wins next week, which I hope they probably won't, because you know New Orleans they trying to ball out. They want to make the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
So they still have a shot.
That's what I was saying at the beginning of this show. Like, I know it's far fetched, but I mean that Saints defense can do some things to you. Now they got Andy Dalton. I still think Philly can just maul Andy Dalton. He ain't Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
but
that
hey,
part too.
you just never know, man. Just never know.
But you never know any given Sunday, man. These teams are playing like they ain't got nothing to lose. It's just like with Houston. They beat who was that? They beat last week. Was that Tennessee? Or that was
Houston beat
Tennessee.
Houston beat Tennessee.
Yeah, see,
Which
we'll
we'll talk.
Nobody ain't never seen that coming.
Tennessee's not been playing. Tennessee's bad now, but they actually might rest guys. That's a whole different discussion we'll have tomorrow, which is crazy. But they actually might rest guys on Thursday because this game you want to talk about meaningless games. Those foo fans out here that believe on Saturday's game against Cowboys was meaningless against the Eagles, you're a foo fan. This absolutely mattered, and I tell you why it mattered. We'll continue to talk about that. But for the Titans, this game almost literally doesn't matter because no matter what happens, win or loss, their season comes down to week 18. Literally, that's just how it is. So they may elect us to bench guys.
Yeah, because they got Derrick Henry on the injury report as a hip injury, so he may not play Thursday. Yeah.
But hey, man,
so that's a highly possibility.
Indeed, brother. Listen, let me get to some more callers, man.
Okay, Will. Hey, man, you take it easy, and I'll talk to you again and wish you a Happy New Year, you and old Vosh, man.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year's to you as well, and make sure you tune in later. You know Vosh got some heat for you, man.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait, because I know he he got something special.
I know he do, man. I know he do. All right, brother.
Yes, sir. All right, take care, man.
Y'all gonna want to tune in for that. Yeah, I'm just fed up with these Fufu fans, and maybe it's the more I do this, the more I interact, the more it is what it is. I'm a fan. I'm still a fan at heart. I told A to Z when they hired me, I said, I hope y'all don't expect me to come on and act like I'm not a fan. Oh, well, we need you. All right, listen, that's not changing. The passion is there. If you were at Texas Live or at that game and you were around those Eagle fans, you want to tell me that didn't matter. Fufu. What are you watching? I saw Danny Savage, you fufu. I hope we lose to Brock Purdy to burn it all down. Man, get the... Why are you here? Reek, save me before I go off on these fufu-ass fans. What up, Reek?
Oh, what's going on, Sky? What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just calming myself down. But what's up, brother?
Shit, I just actually just jumped in here. But all I gotta say is, man, for us, that was a good test, man. We needed that test.
Yes.
I know people gonna say that, it was the backup quarterback and all that, but wasn't they pumping their chest out, beating on their chest like warriors when they beat up on poor Cooper Rush? You know what I'm saying? And they was and they was damn near full strength when they beat us. We didn't keep saying, we beat us with our backup quarterback, but even if we did say that, it was like, we don't give a damn. It's still the NFL. It's a quarterback. Man, now they want to call foul because we're saying, hold on. Your backup, damn it, just as good as your starter.
Ooh.
But we beat your team.
That's a whole nother discussion.
You know what I'm saying? We beat your team, and you had the rest of your team was at full strength except for the quarterback. He could have came out there and played if he really wanted to. If it was a real playoff game, he'd have brought his butt out there. So there's really no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Our quarterback hand was all messed up, but they want to say, y'all beat our backup. Nah, man, that's funny how y'all catch amnesia so damn fast. Now we put our foot in y'all behind at the end of the game, but at the same time, we didn't blow y'all out. Y'all didn't blow us out with our backup. You know what I'm saying? Each team didn't blow each other out with a backup. You know what I'm saying? It was a 3-point difference by both victories. You know what I'm saying? Between both victories. My thing is like this. It was a good test for us. That's letting us know that we can compete with anybody if we play the right game, if we play the right way. And we was missing some pieces out there, but some people played big. Bland played big. Even a couple other guys that came in toward the end of the game played big. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we need to find our identity, and it look like we're getting closer to that. You know what I mean? I'm happy that Kellen was able to coach up to a playoff type mode of a game.
So see, that's
you
where I gotta stop you. That's where I gotta stop you. I was waiting for you to get there, low key. I don't think Dallas did anything up to their. I think Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, T.Y. Hilton, Dalton Schultz, these dudes made plays. I don't think Kellen. The best play call Kellen did, in my opinion, was that 4th and 1 pitch or whatever, which. The execution of it, the way how they start off in shotgun, came up, motion, all that was beautiful. That was dope. That was the best thing he did that whole entire game. I don't think he did anything else to help set up Dak Prescott and the rest of that offense. I think this game was won via the players. And I've been saying it for how long, Reek? Like, these players are going to have to overcome the coaching. And I think they did that in this game. Now the question will be, can they do that 3 or 4 other times in the playoffs? But I digress.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like we moving in the right direction. If we can keep doing what we're doing, even, you know what I'm saying, when we playing these good teams, as long as we can compete and battle with them, I think we got a good shot, man. But at the same time, too, can I ask you one question before I get off here?
Of course, man.
Do you believe that putting T.Y. Hilton on this team was a blessing in disguise? Because for some reason, in that game alone, I think the real CD Lamb showed up. His attitude changed. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wait a minute.
He was a little bit more juice, like far as like talking junk. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like far as
CeeDee Lamb been
you
balling.
know, yeah, he been balling, right?
This wasn't even his best
But
game of the year.
But he was catching everything, man. He was
Bro.
catching everything, man. Any kind of catch, any
CeeDee
kind
Lamb,
of touch.
CeeDee Lamb
like,
been catching
man.
everything for like the last 2 months. Listen. Listen. Ty is a blessing in disguise, but I don't think it's a reflection on CeeDee Lamb. That's all I'm saying. I think he'll help CeeDee Lamb off the field, like you just said, right? But I don't think Ty being here has anything to do with CeeDee Lamb's like demeanor, dogness. You talking about talking trash? CeeDee Lamb always get up and do CeeDee Lamb stuff. I don't know.
He's for some reason, man. He's a little bit more like this is his football and he's taking it home, and that's what I always want to see out of CD more than anything. Like you a dog, act like a dog all the time.
I mean, what was he doing before Ty got here? He was eating.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. Like we starting to show doggish plays because I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna get off this phone. That thing, that 30-yard pass, that Dak to Ty, that was a dot.
30? Try 50-something yards.
50. You know what I mean? I'm a 50-something yards.
Third
man,
and 30.
me.
Gotcha. 3rd and 30.
Yeah, 3rd and 30. That was a dot. Hey, man, great win. Great team win. Hey, man, let's get these guys healthy. Let's go into these playoffs ready to kick Tampa Bay in the mouth because it looks like we're going to be lining up with them, too.
It's looking like Tampa. Yeah.
Yep. All right, y'all. Peace.
Appreciate you, Rick. Yeah, it's looking like a Tampa situation. But there's still a chance. Man, CeeDee Lamb is just... CeeDee Lamb is probably going to have a 100-catch season. 1,300 yards, possibly 9-10 touchdowns. That'll be the first time since what? Michael Irvin? I don't think T.O. had 100 catches here. Somebody can go check that for me. I don't think T.O. had 100 catches here. I know now Cooper was close. He had a 92 reception season. But I feel like we need to put these CeeDee Lamb things. I thought we been did that. In my opinion, I thought that was long gone. If you want to determine if he's a number one wide receiver, which is stupid to say, that's not even a conversation anymore. But just go pop on the film. Go watch how Philly played that man. Like what they don't show you on the broadcast, you're going to see 2 to 3 dudes around that guy majority of the damn game, unless he was motioning and whatnot. But if CeeDee Lamb was just stationary, we know the tell, right? We put on the tape before. The tell is if CeeDee ain't motioning and he's in the slot, he's going to do 2 routes, most likely. He's going to run down the seam 9 times out of 10, or he's going to hook that around the middle of the field or possibly run a dig. But he hasn't run that kind of dagger type of play in quite some time. So, but can we get rid of this situation? Did Dez have 100 catches? I know Dez had 1,400 yards. That year was crazy. But did he have 100 catches? T.O. might have had 100 drops. But T.O. was... No, not tight end. I'm talking about receiver. Well, listen, because we know Jason Witten could have had 5 100 catch seasons with Tony Romo. I think he might be the first one since Mike. Yeah, we'll get to this other side of the ball, man. But, still basking in this victory, though. B-Bird. What's good, B-Bird?
Hey, what's happening, Scott? Good win this weekend, man. How was your Christmas and everything?
Oh, it was wonderful. Got a chance to relax, watch some ball, and still basking in that dub against those Eagles. I know a lot of people don't care, but coming from PA, I absolutely care about beating Philly, 100%.
Absolutely, I do understand that because I'm down here in the greater Houston area, and we cannot let the Texans win. That was bigger to me than it was for other people, so I definitely understand that. Hey, so one of the things I've often told you, too, is that mentorship, just a little tricks of the trade thing,
yeah.
CD, I think we lose that when we lost, Amari.
Yep.
And you can see CD wanting that, right? And he's just not ready for that, to be the senior guy in the room and the big dog as far as the knowledge things. And I think what you got with T.Y. coming in, hey, you can just see as a bond there. He's like, hey, man, give me all the tricks of the trade, man. I got all these other, talents. But the thing I don't have is the knowledge and the experience yet. And you have that. Give it to me. And I think that's undervalued for the Cowboys. Just that mentorship for those guys, for our talented players, man. Because what that's gonna do is going to have them skip a lot of negative things and just kind of jump past that just with the knowledge of just what these guys bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I appreciate T.Y. being here just for that. And if he's productive, that's just bad and production, it's just going to be a great fit, man. But I did have one thing I got a pet peeve, and you can explain this to me. I really love when we defer the kickoff or we get the ball at the start of the second half. Are we making choices to get the ball when we win the coin flip? I don't get that. What do you know about that?
I never know who wins it because when I'm doing the prep for the pregame and whatnot, we're on all the way up to kickoff. So I'm not sure like who won and decides or what, nothing like that. So unless they say it on air, around the end of the second quarter, Cowboys defer, they'll get the rock. Like I knew we were getting the rock at the end of the half in that game. And I am pro defer.
I am too.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the Minnesota Vikings game, it was on the fringe at halftime. We were winning, but it still was a game. We came out in the second half, got a touchdown, locked the door, because you could score right before the half if it works out right, and then you could score when you get the ball in the second half. And man, that could really slam the door on them. That's why I'd rather them get the ball first and us get it in the second half. It's just a little pet peeve of mine. But the thing I called you for is this. It just kind of sounds kind of crazy, man, and hopefully you get this. I don't know if our offense and our defense has a real synergy. Like our offense is aware of our defense and our defense is aware of our offense, and they work together. I think teams like 49ers really do have a sense of, hey, this is the kind of offense we have, so this is the kind of defense we're going to play. I feel like sometimes our offense is just, hey, let's just score as much as we can. And, whatever the defense does, and the defense is, what I'm saying? There's no synergy between the both of them. I think when we had Cooper Rush, I think it was we had to do it, right? It had to be a synergy between the defense. Hey, and we're going to run the ball, and defense, hey, we're going to save our defense and keep those guys fresh, keep the game short. It was a concerted effort on both sides of that.
Let's just admit this, okay? And this is a great segue. Because I heard this before, and I'm not coming at you because I don't think this has anything to do with Cooper Rush. Nothing to do with him. Your defense is just not as good as it was in the first 6 weeks of the game. That's just the facts. Whether it be because of the injuries, whether it be guys are wearing down, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a damn if Cooper Rush was the quarterback. Your defense is still having issues against quality offenses over the last few weeks. It is what it is. And it's something they got to figure out. So, you can say, match this, match that. That's fair because they aren't matching the last few weeks. But I just don't think they're just good enough at this current moment against those two offenses. Now, maybe they'll be good against a bad offense in Tennessee, but they weren't good enough. And maybe it's the players. They don't have the same players they had earlier in the year. Maybe they're not as rested up as they were earlier in the year, but they won the time of possession by 5 minutes. So I really personally don't want to hear, not you, the excuse of they're tired.
No.
They won the time. The Eagles only had the ball for 27 minutes. Like if you tell me going into every game, the defense only got played for 27 minutes, I can't hear the tiredness type of situation. How about get off the field on third down? All right.
Yeah, and that's correct, man. And then I don't know if the offenses earlier in the year were as explosive as the ones we're facing now. And I'm going to ask you this question before I get off. The only thing that concerns me, the defense, we have lost players.
Yeah.
But one of the things that concern me is that I don't know if the discipline's there. I think we got a lot of guys that play hero ball at the defensive end position and the cornerbacks and all that. And we got to be just more sound in our defense and trust the the defensive philosophies more than just trying to go out there and make a play, man. I think that gets us in trouble at the defensive end positions, at the linebacker positions, and definitely, with Diggs at the cornerback position, man. And I appreciate you giving me time to talk, brother, and I appreciate you. Have a happy New Year, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, B-Bird. Happy New Year. I will say this on B-Bird's point. I wonder if it's I think it was Brad Sham who came on this morning and talked about, hey, man, they're trying to figure some things out. Over the next few weeks, they're just going to be throwing things at the wall, right? But see what sticks. I watched that Eagles game, and I didn't dive into the film just yet, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. But I watched the Eagles game. Broadcast view just kept doubling it back. Michelle, if she's in the chat, she'll probably roll her eyes right now. I made her watch that like 3 or 4 times. And I just kept saying, this makes no sense. Like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. So when he's talking about marrying offense to defense, I don't think the defense helped the offense out. I don't think the defense really helped the offense out last week either. Now, they got turnovers. Let me say that. They got the turnovers. But you look at 450 yards given up to the backup quarterback who was dicing you up. Let's just be completely honest here. He was dicing you up. The two fumbles, that's great. We got those 2 fumbles. The 2 interceptions were takeaways. I 100% would give that to the defense. But they were moving that ball downfield, and it's why at the end of the game, I was looking over to Jesse like, "Hey, bro," and I know we should have kicked the field goal. And I'm glad we did, but I was like, "Man, we might have to score this touchdown, man, because they might drive down the field." But he is like, "Yeah, but then if they drive down the field, they got to score." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Kick the field goal, make them score a touchdown." Because in my head, in my heart, I felt like they was going to move the ball down the field in the scoring position, and they did that with ease. So defensively, the turnovers were great. Like, there's no doubt about it. Dallas has a chance to do something that hasn't been done in over 50 years, y'all. It's kind of crazy. They have a chance to lead the league in turnovers in back-to-back seasons for the first time in over 50 years. That was one thing I thought was going to take a little bit of a hit, was turnovers, because it's just hard to get that many turnovers consistently. Well, they got 4 of them last week. They got 5 of them a couple weeks ago. So they get them in bunches. They don't come in just 1 or 2s. They seem to get them in bunches. So maybe that'll continue, and maybe that'll be your saving graces, right? It's like turnovers. The Cowboys get turnovers are fine. But if the Cowboys are going to get turnovers but also yield, right, and give up 400 yards, that is going to, you're just making the uphill battle in the playoffs steeper. I don't think that is a playoff success recipe. Not that. We could talk about Cowboys turning the ball over, but you can't give up 400 plus yards to a backup, and then the prior week before, Trevor Lawrence was doing what Trevor Lawrence was doing to you, and Doug Peterson was doing what Doug Peterson was doing. It's not going to get easier in the playoffs. You might have to see this team again with the quarterback that can run. You might have to see the 49ers, who do things of that nature. So that side of the ball, they just going to have to figure it out. I mean, let's just be honest. Lock that up right there. They're just going to have to figure that out. I don't think I want to live in a world where I'm hoping and praying on a turnover. I don't want to live in that world. The Eagles didn't punt at all because they turned the ball over or they scored. Those are the 2 things they did. I think they might have punted once, but it was a turnover or it was a touchdown or field goal. Turnover, touchdown, or field goal. I don't want to live in that world. By the way, though, shout out to Deron Bland, man. I don't know how many more words. I don't know what more I can say about Deron Bland that can make him look even better than he is. Deron Bland is cornerback 2. I think they should stick him out at cornerback 2 and just keep him there for the foreseeable future. Now, did he give up a touchdown? He did. And this is what I mean by I don't think that the defense was helping out the offense in this sense. Dan Quinn wasn't helping out the offense. He called a blitz, all-out blitz essentially, 4 wide receivers spread out, all-out blitz. But then he played his cornerbacks 10 yards off the ball. I mean, it just made no sense to me. And that happened throughout the game where you saw these corners just giving up so much room on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. And it's like, why are you giving up this much room? Knowing that the quarterback is going to try to get the ball out fast. I mean, regardless of the pass rush issues over the last 3 weeks, 1 sack in 3 weeks, I love what Mike McCarthy had to say about the pass rush. The only people that need to worry about the pass rush is the opposing team. Oh, that boy was spitting on that one. The only people that need to worry about the pass rush is the opposing team. That still is real. Now, other dudes got to come through, right? Like, we're not getting much push in the center anymore, in the middle. D-Law's got to finish. Fowler's got to finish. We'll get Sam Williams back. D.A. was just kind of missing in that game. Micah wasn't. Micah was absolutely putting Maliata in the blender, but he just couldn't finish. I wish they would have put him on Driscoll's side at the end of the game, but that's neither here nor there. But I didn't like how the coverage wasn't mirroring the front. It was just listen, I'm no defensive coordinator. I don't have the answers. But Dan Quinn's job is to find them, because I don't think you can go into the playoffs with your defense giving up 30 plus. I don't. Now, I understand 27 points was by the defense. So 27 this week, and then what was it last week? 34. It's not a winning recipe. Yeah, and Diggs, that might have been Diggs' worst performance. I kept talking about him. Is he bored? You know, you have no business. 4th and 3, why are you peeking in the backfield? Keep your eyes on your man. Same thing happened on a double move early in the game. Why are your eyes in the backfield? Keep your eyes on the man. And I looked at Jesse and I was like, man, I feel like Al Harris has to grab him by the neck and say, hey, we get it. You want interceptions. You don't need to do that right now. Maybe they need to get back to bend but don't break. I don't got the answers, but we need one. All right, we got a lot on the horn, so let's get through these things. Let's go D-Shift first, and then I think she left. We had Queen on the horn. Oh, yeah, she's right there. And then Queen. What's up, D-Shift?
Hey, what's going on, Scott?
What's up with you, man? Happy holidays.
Man, happy holidays, man. In the past, I think I would have been kind of excited about this win. I'm still excited about. I'm very excited about what the offense did against the Eagles defense. But it just sucks. Like with the defense kind of having the output they had overall against the
it takes
overall,
it takes a little bit away, don't it? The defense performance takes a little bit away from that dub. I hear you.
Yeah, because you just weren't. It wasn't fun to see
clean.
the Eagles offense just kind of move up and down like that. I think the inverse of I think with the Eagles the first time was we probably had a little bit more of our playmakers. Anthony Brown is as bad as he was looking at the beginning of the year. We found out it could get worse. So I think there's certain liabilities within that defense that weren't present at the beginning of the year. And granted, it's been 2 games because before these 2 games, did anyone score over 30 on us? Packers, yeah. So I mean, you play pretty admirable. I don't want to just ring the alarm, but like it's just history, right? And so I get kudos to them for getting the balls. I think earlier in the year we weren't quite turning the ball over as much, but we were getting sacks. But now the turnovers have picked up, but kind of the sacks have dropped off. So I don't know if one of the two have an effect on each other. We can't take away from what the Eagles were and what you were playing against a great offensive line. The Eagles have a great offensive line. So, which you got to see them again in the playoffs, right? So I think that's where this conversation is shifting to.
Maybe
is what you'll see in the playoffs. A team you got to basically get through a team of that caliber, and maybe they have the best offensive line, but I think that's a big impact on what this defense is going to do. If that pass rush is neutralized, then you got some leaky areas in the linebacker and secondary. So it's a little concerning. But I mean, if Dak slings it like that, man, I can say the same thing with the Eagles. Can you outscore?
The conference has been unlocked.
Kind of revert to a bend but don't break kind of defense to kind of hold it up for let the offense do what they got to do. A lot of ifs, man, still at this point. But there's a little confidence, man. My chest's a little poked out, but I'm trying to be a little more level-headed these days, Scott. So, all right, bro. I'll holler at you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, that's I always try to remain level-headed, but when it comes to these goddamn Eagles, you have the permission to poke your chest out, man. Say it with your chest when it comes to these dudes. Period. Hate these motherfuckers, man. All right, let's go. I know Vosh trying to get in here. Come on in, man. Let's get Miss My Queen to be. Let's go, Queen.
Hi, Sky.
What's up?
Hey, man, I was at the game.
Oh.
This was my first ever Dallas Cowboys game. I am 55 years old, and I haven't ever even been to Texas Stadium. And I was born and raised in that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I really, truly enjoyed myself, except for the fact that I was on pins and needles the whole freaking game. I couldn't even hardly talk the whole game because I was just freaking nervous all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, your first game, you feel like you're going to be the lucky charm. You know what I'm saying? Because you're there.
Hey, listen, I ain't laughing at you. I'm a little stitious myself, so.
You know, I felt like I was going to be the lucky charm. My first Cowboys game, we're gonna do this dang thing. But then the way they kept going back and forth, being down 10 twice, you know what I'm saying? That thing scared the crap out of me. And so, but I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed AT&T Stadium. Thank God everybody knows AT&T Stadium is the junk. Dak played his ass off. And nobody wants to sound the alarm on the defense, but I am, because, like I said, I was there. I saw it with my own two eyes. And I am really, really nervous about this defense. I mean, it was like they constantly ran on the edge, and nobody could stop them.
Oh, no. They shut the run game down. I wasn't worried about the run game in that game because they didn't have Jalen Hurts. And you saw how ineffective they were when Jalen Hurts is not the 11th man that you got to account for. It was the passing game that was the problem in that game. You know, they
well, what about Sanders?
Sanders didn't do nothing.
Sanders ran all over them.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
In my opinion, he ran all over.
Queen, I watched the same game. Queen, Sanders didn't run all over the Cowboys, bro. And he fumbled twice.
Well,
or not him, but
he ran too much.
Okay.
In my opinion, it was just too much for me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I understand what you're saying, stat-wise and all of that, and looking at the whole game as a whole. But it was just too much for me. Yeah. I felt like he just got out too much. And
3.1 yards per carry, too much. Gotcha.
Yeah, the pass defense. What was going on with our corners? I don't get it.
Hey, that was the issue.
Tell me something. Yeah, man. I was like, now we got Diggs out there, Bland's out there. Bland played an awesome freaking game, man. Oh my God, that rookie is amazing. But overall, I am so grateful that we won that game and shut the mouths of the Philly content creators, because you don't hear nothing from their asses now. They don't want to do no joint show now. You know what I'm saying? With nobody. Since we shut them out, and they're trying to use excuses that we did not use with Cooper Rush. We didn't say, well, we had our backup quarterback. We didn't start saying that until we got ready for this game. You know what I'm saying?
100%, Miss Queen. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, huh?
No, go ahead. I gotta get the Voch. Voch is in here now.
Oh, tell Voch I said. Well, he probably hears it. Hi, Voch. and I will talk to you guys later on his show. Is you guys gonna be on?
Yes, ma'am. We will.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later. Thank you, Sky.
See you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Now, I don't know, Voch, if I should bring you in and say, Voch, or if we should go, Vochi.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Listen, let me tell you something, Will Still. I didn't want to call in your show and just raise my voice this morning because it's the morning time. Some people just waking up, they haven't even had their coffee yet. Mm-hmm. They haven't even had their Celsius yet. So I don't even want to scream on your phone. Shouts out to Queen, by the way. She said my name nicely. But I just want to let everybody know that this is a newspaper, and 95% of it is bullshit, but it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to these national narratives, when you listen to these Eagles fans, I just want to remind you, I'm not going to scream. I just want to remind you to stay focused. Because all of a sudden, they worried about things like where CeeDee Lamb is lined up when he whoop them. All All of a sudden they worry about that. All of a sudden they worried about, you know what I mean, this little matchup versus that one. They worry about the wrong things, Will Still. See what I'm saying? See, they want to ignore week 6, but we told them that week 16 is going to look a little bit different. Now, I'm not going to say everything that I have to say. That's going to be on volume 306. Yeah, I need y'all here. But this was all this was about, Will Still. This was all about Dak Prescott being ass. Is he ass or is he ass? And Dak Prescott had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Now, besides that one interception, Will Still, Dak Prescott was damn near perfect. He was damn near perfect. I'm not going to raise my voice because it's still early in the morning, and I don't want to do this on your show right now, Will Still. But I just want to know where they at, Will Still. I want to know where they at. They want to make this about everything except Dak Prescott. It's interesting. Right. Nobody said Dak Prescott's name. Now I hop on the internet and I tweet yesterday. I'm not going to raise my voice. I tweet yesterday that if we fight 11 times, and if I beat you 8 of them times, and 3 of them times I beat the shit out of you, you're not allowed to call me delusional if you still think I can't fight. Now, Dak is still Big Brother, and our little brothers seem to have a little bit of resentment in their heart. They seem to have a little bit of evil in their body. They seem to be, they just seem like it ain't sitting well with them. Well, you know what, Will Still? They had an opportunity. They had an opportunity. And you know what? That opportunity had nothing to do with Gardner Minshew. The Eagles didn't even punt last Saturday. The Eagles didn't even punt. If you want to prove that Dak Prescott is ass, you gentlemen had your chance. And you know what you did? You failed.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
I'm not going to scream on your show, Will Still, because some people haven't had their Red Bull in the morning, and I don't want to bust their eardrums out. But they failed. They had one shot. One shot. Yo vaunted this number 2 defense behind the 49ers. Oh, we lead the league in sacks. Oh, they got Michael Parsons. We got 1, 2. Oh, we better than y'all. Oh, this defense for the shot. You had a good opportunity. And it had nothing to do with the kid with the mustache. It had nothing to do with the kid with the mustache.
Nothing.
And you failed. Now, Will Still, all of a sudden, our little brothers, just like the kids they are, I'm not going to say too much. I'm saving that for volume 306. All of a sudden, just like a kid, Will Still, they start to point fingers and shit. They blaming this shit on Gannon somehow. They blaming this shit on Gannon. Like all of a sudden, he's a brand new defense coordinator. Like this is his first week being defense coordinator, and he the one that let you down. Like he was the one that let you down. No, he did not let you down. But your claim as king was fraudulent. You cannot be a king until you defeat a king. We'll discuss that more later. I'm not going to scream on your phone because it's 9:30 Central and some people have not had their shot of espresso yet, Will Still, but they've had their opportunity. Eagles fans could have been making a lot of money this week. Eagles fans could have been getting a lot of views this week. It won't be an Eagles film session drop this week, Will Still. They had their chance and they wouldn't do it. They had their chance to prove that Dak Prescott was ass, and this fucker went out there and he was perfect, Will Still.
Yep.
He was perfect. They did nothing to stop Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's only negative play was his own. You mean to tell me, Will Still, and I'm going to let you go after this, you mean to tell me the top 3 defense in the top 3 defense in the league versus an ass quarterback. I keep saying 2 asses for a reason, Will. A top three defense versus an ass quarterback. Like you know what I mean? Take the 49ers defense and put it against Zach Wilson or something. You know what I mean? That'll be a result. You know what I mean? Like that result is what you thought that they thought this was. You take a top 3 defense, and you take an ass quarterback, and not only did this fucker go undefeated versus zone coverage, not only did this fucker have the best play of his career on 3rd and 30, not only did Wayne Dakota Prescott go out there and drop 40 on y'all children, you had your chance, and you failed. And look, Will Still, for some reason, they thought we was going to forget this. For some reason, they thought that, this happened on Saturday and Jesus' birthday happened and the base was closed Monday. They thought Tuesday they was going to get off scot-free. We was going to show them talk about Tennessee. I'll be down. No. I will see y'all at 3:06 Central. Me and Will Still going to be on time today. You going to see lawyers and ninjas and Jordans. Thank you, sir.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
My brother. Sometimes you just gotta let greatness be great. That was a great one. Vach Lombardi. Oh, I can't wait for 306. I cannot wait for 306. Please be there today. Please be there today. I'm going to let y'all take that in. Let it marinate for a quick second. And give a shout out to goddamn Dubai Sky, baby. Woo, we back on the winning train. In the U.S., more than 39 million men suffer from ED. Boston Scientific created edcure.org to help you find your best cure. To get started, go to edcure.org and take a quiz, learn your severity or risk of ED. And if you have a condition that puts you at a higher risk, you'll find customized content. Click on it. All right. Fastest way to find your best cure is to contact an ED specialist by browsing a list of experienced physicians in your area. edcure.org. It ain't hard, but you can be.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. We'll do it live.
Sometimes you gotta just let greatness be. And that's exactly what your quarterback was on Saturday, whatever. It was great. I don't throw that word around. He said something in there, I think Queen might have said something in there. This ain't had nothing to do with Minshew Mania. This ain't had nothing to do with Kellen Moore. This ain't have nothing to do with your amazing offensive line. You had a great offensive line. It had nothing to do with your run game. It had everything to do with that man. And that's the conversation they don't want to have this morning. Yesterday, whatever. I don't know. That man diced your top defense up. I don't want to hear this person and that person was out. That's football. Top two corners were still there. Your fantastic pass rush was still there. Your coordinator didn't catch COVID yesterday and they had to have a different team or different person call the game. No. That man was your nightmare, and he gave you a dream of a gift. A dream of a gift. Now, I thought I locked these things up. Y'all trying to come up in here now. I ain't going to be here. I ain't going to be here. It's no 11 o'clock. But if you Cowboy fans are still doubting that man, it'd be nice. I already got the Miss Queen. Let's get to my Reading brother. We're going to move down the line. What's good, Mr. Ronnie?
God bless you and your family, like always in the show. And Happy New Year's. And may God bless you with many, many more. Okay?
You as well, sir.
All right. I want to say, what a game, one of those, I would call one of those thrillers. But like you said, Dak, even though he threw his pick six, he stepped up when he had to step up. He was able to take care of the situation. Now, Kellen Moore, he needs to stop doing the passing worked a little bit, but we still got to try to run that ball. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Mr. Ronnie. I'll let you talk.
No, go ahead.
That the running game wasn't working. I don't think the running game wasn't working, bro. But I'll explain a little bit more. Go ahead.
Okay. But then also too, the clock managing, Dak, and all you had to do was stay in, because if you stay in, they're gonna have to use that timeout, and we wouldn't have had to go through that feeling like we're gonna lose the game, because that got scary when they got the ball back. It could have turned bad for us.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll talk about that one too. Go ahead.
Yeah, because they had to use, you got to be smart using that clock. Because, once he would have stayed in, they would have had to use that timeout. But
I think his thought process was, all right, I'm going to run. It's going to go all the way down to 2 minutes, and I'm going to step out of bounds. He just mistimed it by 1 second. He figured probably I'm going to save me a hit and just run out of bounds, and it'll be a 2-minute warning anyway. He misjudged it by a second. The play after that was the worst play in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, because and remember that we always talk about why is it that you see what I'm saying? That Kellen Moore is like, if he don't get a trick play in the game, is like he's like a crack fiend. If he don't do something to mess it up, he just blows it. Dude, keep the game simple. Remember, if you kill momentum, that could be the momentum in a playoff that can hurt us, man. I mean, on the real to real. But other than that, Dak showed everybody because our defense was suspect. Dak carried us. When we needed, he came through to me.
Indeed.
Well, God bless you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everybody in the Cowboy Nation. May God bless us with many more.
Salute, Mr. Ronnie.
Okay?
Appreciate you.
All right.
Mr. Ronnie be throwing in that crack rap. Ms. Robert, hey, man, God bless you. You know, praise be to Allah. But Kellen.
Okay, so then, now, when does crack, now, so the cocaine's happening, when does that crack come into play for you?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but Mr. Roddy talk about crackhead Kellen Moore is funny. Kellen Moore was on some crackhead stuff, though. I'm just saying. Yo, we got to figure this out. I know that we can talk about this maybe tomorrow. We'll break the tape down. I don't know. But we're now 3 weeks in a row in the third quarter. The Texans was the fourth quarter. But 3 weeks in a row in the second half where I'm like, all right, look. You drop back. You tried to throw the ball. You got a sack. Kellen, they just whooped your ass. The offensive line just whooped you. Or the defensive line just whooped you. They've been whooping your ass all game for real, but they just whooped your ass. Maybe you come out the next play and get something quick. I ain't saying you have to run. 2nd and 18, I'm not saying you have to run, especially where they were on the field. Maybe you get something quick. Y'all, we ran 2 screens that worked. What does Kellen Moore come out and do? After the sack, which almost fumbled again. Like, here's the thing. You got a sack. Not just a sack, but a sack fumble where they almost got the ball. Could have ended the game. The very next play, this crackhead comes out and goes empty set. Empty. Doesn't move the offensive line one way or another. Wasn't no penny adjustment here up front. Drops back. Long developing play. Goddamn sack again. I mean, I don't know, man. This dude, man, he don't make any sense. Then we get the 3rd and forever, and Dak Prescott bails you out. So you think, all right, he got his dumb glitch out the way. By the way, there was more. We get to the end of the game, Dak Prescott runs out of bounds. Bonehead play, right? Stay in bounds, slide, whatever, right? To keep the clock running. Maybe he misjudged the time. But the very next play, we run a play action pass where Dak he took the sack. He probably should have threw it out of bounds, but he took the sack. He shouldn't have been put in that situation. You on the 5-yard line, run the damn ball 3 times. Yo, this dude, man, I don't know anymore, man. I was tweeting through my emotions during that game, and I said, send his ass to the moon. Y'all want to put the cape on for him. Y'all can go right on ahead. I don't trust the man in the playoffs. I don't. It's going to come down to that man overcoming that coordinator. And there's people on Twitter, when Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore are together, they're top offense. No, when Dak Prescott is on the goddamn field, they're a top offense. Let's just be frank. I digress. Keystone. What's good, bro? Oh, Keystone, you're sounding real.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I took off my headset to make sure so there don't be no thieves in the background. So what's been going on, fam?
Man, grinding. Getting great hairs from this team, but hey, we here.
You ain't the only one, because I was in the watch party with Boss, man, when you were talking about the empty sets. I'm like, what are you doing, Kellen?
Bro, it was so infuriating.
Yeah, it was, man. I thought I was about to, man, my blood pressure felt like it was about to boil. Yeah, but the way I was looking at it too, because when I seen Dak throw that dime like that, I said, "Oh my goodness!" And they still be believing, and even Cowboy Nation and some of these commentators, they still be saying that Dak can't throw, and he just shut you up on a 3rd and 30.
I truly like it's to the point, and I know I'm being straightforward to it, and maybe it's rude, but I'm just starting to think people are stupid.
Yeah. And on top of that, this is coming from a 4th rounder that's making your offense top at its best. Oh, man. And this is what kills you with Kellen. Do he even do his homework? If you know that your offensive line is the worst pass block rate in the league and you still want to throw the ball, what is going on with you? See, this is where I blame Mike McCarthy, too, as well. You're looking like Little Mike. You was Big Mike in those press conferences, but lately you're looking like Little Mike. Man, sit him down somewhere, man, because not only he's making the team look bad, he's making you look bad.
Here's my thing about the throwing the ball. The throwing the ball is what was your bread and butter in that game. I'm not advocating that they should have ran it 40 times. That's not what I'm advocating for. But there are ways to throw the rock where you don't put your quarterback at risk, your offensive line at risk. And if you go look at some of the plays that were made, you see Tony Pollard being a guy in there helping with the blocking. You'll see Dalton Schultz staying in to help with the blocking. That's how you scheme and help your quarterback and your offense while still doing what's best during that game. So I applaud them for kind of getting back to what was working, and that was Dak just dicing those dudes up because it wasn't running, bro. Like it was bad. Run blocking was extremely bad, and it was because they didn't put them in the best position to succeed. The running scheme in this game, Keystone, was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get a little bit worried. If you go look at the last 2 games, the way they've been running the ball, I'm getting a little worried in how they're doing it, because now we're going from a complete opposite of what we did at the beginning of the year, under center, even when Dak got back, under center, motion, pulling, on a consistent basis. That's what was working. This is what they're doing now. Shotgun, trips left, spread it out, and we're going to run it out of pistol, or we're going to run it out of shotgun. Brother, that ain't finna work against some of these best defenses. It's just not.
You looking predictable just keeping it those couple of schemes. Man, keep that spread it out. In the last game, I'm seeing Cavante Turpin in a couple of, I've seen him in the game a couple of times in some formations. Why isn't he getting involved? And on top of that,
he got involved.
Now that T.Y.
He did. He got involved after the Cowboys got a turnover. The very first play, crackhead Kellen could not help himself and ran a double reverse swing pass back to Dak Prescott. Man, what is we? I digress. Go ahead. Finish.
What about the flea flicker?
That's what I'm talking about. That was the play. That was the play.
Oh, my God.
And there was people on Twitter trying to tell me that Kellen Moore did something good. No, he didn't. The best play he had was 4th and 1. Other than that, he was hot garbage in that game. I digress.
Maddox smelled that, too. He smelled that a mile away. Now, just imagine if he wouldn't have got hurt, I think it would have been a different football game, because Maddox was out there balling.
Oh, I ain't hearing that.
I don't know.
I ain't hearing that.
On a couple, I feel you, but on a couple of plays, he was getting his nose in there,
Whatever.
man. And
if Dak Prescott ain't get hurt in week 6, it's a different ball. I'm not hearing none of that, fam. We out there with our fifth cornerback is our cornerback too. They had Darius Slay and James Bradbury, their pass rusher. I'm not hearing none of that. Our third corner was out, man. Call that. Go ahead.
Even though, I did see a couple of plays though. But you know what though? But going into this Titans game, the way I look at it, a lot of people might want to bash Malik Willis. I'm cool with that. The dude to us still struggling with scrambling quarterbacks, he better respect his legs.
Yeah, we get to the Titans. Yeah, we get to the Titans tomorrow. Right. I don't give a damn about his legs. If you lose to that dude, and they don't even want to win, they don't even want to play. But if you lose to Malik Willis, we got bigger problems.
Yeah, my bad. Oh yeah. To finish it off, you see that move that CD did on Bradbury? Oh, my goodness.
You talking about the touchdown?
He did that stutter step. Yeah, the stutter step, then he went out. I love that play. I said, way to go, CD. CD's starting to look like the number one now, but I still want to see more T.Y. Hilton involved, because he was looking – that bomb, he was looking like number one-ish, and keep CD in the slot because he's a slot killer. He was slaughtering the Eagles.
Bruh.
I mean, that right there himself exposed that defense.
I think T.Y., if they really are done with the ramp-up stage, y'all don't kill me on this one. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I think T.Y. Hilton is your second-best receiver right now. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's recency bias. Whatever, bruh. But I'm watching Michael Gallup still struggle to get off the line of scrimmage. I'm watching Michael Gallup still. Now, he made that fantastic play in the end zone, and that's where Michael Gallup needs to be involved, right? Like I watched him drop a ball that hit him right in the hands, on Brad. I think T.Y. Hilton, healthy T.Y. Hilton right now, might be your second best wide receiver, and that's really honestly an indictment on the other receivers. But I digress.
Yeah, and to end it, when we get back to running, I want to see Ferguson and Hendershot back with those blocking combos like they did before, and we was effective doing that. We got to get back to that.
Yeah, we got to get back to some of the things that we were doing successfully in the run game. I don't think we're doing that now. I think we're getting a bit lazy. I feel like we're starting to get back to hey, we got a target number we want to hit. And you heard Mike McCarthy say, yeah, Kellen Moore did a good job at reaching the number. Why are we running to reach a number? I don't like it.
Me neither, man. But, yeah, I'm going to let everybody else get their chance to get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your time. 717, we here, man.
Stand up. Appreciate you, bro.
All right. Love is love.
Yeah, I say that knowing that I may get some backlash on that. But I do think that let's just be real. First of all, T.Y. Hilton's career, Michael Gallup has never been better than T.Y. Hilton at his best at any point in his career. Now we're talking about Michael Gallup off of an ACL injury, struggling with the drops, cannot run, can't route. He's not a route you up guy. Again, I watched a play where, it was like, damn, you let Bradbury get in your shit. I mean, it was embarrassing, but that's what happens. Receivers get got like that. Couldn't get off the line of scrimmage. But T.Y., healthy. I'm not saying T.Y. got to play 60 snaps. I don't want him to do all that. He ain't getting about 25, 30 snaps. Be cool. I think he better. Sure. Probably recency bias. But how the hell you watch that and be like, nah. That was Keystone, Lee. Shout out to my bro Lee. Why T.Y. only get 2 plays? Because they're ramping him up. But apparently his ramp up stage is done. And he only got 2 plays that they ran to him. Mind you, he played in a few other plays. And honestly, could have had a touchdown. Right after his big catch, they get to the line of scrimmage. Hurry. Dak does a play action, rolls out. And I think he's looking on the backside to, I want to say, Michael Gallup. But he missed T.Y. Hilton. He could have just threw it in the back of the end zone and probably got a touchdown on that play. Dak took like a 1 yard. It was like a slide. He slid at the, for a sack. I think that's credited for a sack. But I think they were trying to just get on the ball, run a play so that they didn't challenge the catch. But T.Y. was in there for more than 2 plays. All right, let's get through. We got about 4 more. 931, what's goody? 931, you live. Neil.
Oh, my bad. I had you muted for a second. My
bad.
Good. How you doing, fam?
What's up, man?
So, just to let you know, T.Y. had 13 plays.
There you go.
I didn't see him on 13 plays, but that's what they had it scouted as.
Let me get you this. Can you speak into a little bit louder?
Sorry, my bad.
There we go.
Yeah, I had my ear. But they had him scouted as 13 plays in there.
Okay.
So he was there. He just, just wasn't the main receiver.
Right.
Couple things I noted. I'm going to point out the bad before I get to the good.
Okay.
Tyron Smith doesn't look comfortable at right tackle at all.
He's still figuring that out. Yeah.
He's getting beat constantly. I was watching the Jacksonville game, annotated at least 6 plays where he just got blew by. And mind you, I understand it. Yannick Ngakoue, some of those guys.
Not Yannick. They didn't have Yannick, but I know what you mean. Arden Key's good.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, yeah. They got guys.
They got guys.
So do
but
Philly.
Nonetheless, Philly, and that's what I was going to. In Philly, their linebacker, number 7. I can't remember his name, but he was
defense end.
More,
that was Hassan Reddick. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like it's just like people were constant, and then you're gonna have Tyler Biadasz. I always called him when he came out. Remember, it's Tyler Badass. Right now, it's looking Tyler Bad as it gets. Right now, he's getting beat constantly. Connor McGregor.
Now,
this O-line, I don't know what's going on.
So you watched some of the things I watched with the O-line. McGovern, because that's what me and Vosh call him, McGregor. McGovern and Biadasz had some struggles, but I figured that would be the case because Javon Hargrave, who didn't get a sack, I don't think, in that game, but boy, he was putting Biadasz and McGovern on skates. Milton Williams had a fantastic game, and right tackle Tyron Smith is still figuring out how to be right tackle Tyron Smith. That's obvious there.
Yeah, but I mean, like the unit as a whole just doesn't look as it should. I mean, as we'd like it to. Now,
I'm about to say it as it should. I mean, it is what it is. I heard. I think it was Greg Olsen talking about, two of the best offensive lines matching up against each other. I said, bro, how are people still holding on to 2016 is beyond me. This Cowboys offensive line is not one of the best offensive lines. Now, is it the worst? No, it's not one of the worst either. It's about on par for an average offensive line, and that's fine. You can get by with that. But people are acting like this is the Eagles' offensive line is mind-blowing. It is not.
But people also don't realize, like, people look at what Dak does to make the line look better. Dak was getting the ball out before 3 seconds. Like, I was paying attention to this. Now, 100%. Mind you, I don't have all 22. I don't have all 22 like you and Vaj and whatnot. I got to do this through broadcast. So I just
the fact that you saw some of those things through broadcast goes to tell you how bad some of those plays were on the offensive line.
Yeah. Oh, man, because, like, I'm watching this, and Philly was not blitzing. Philly was sending 4, but they had blitz looks.
That's their scheme.
And there was a whole bunch of miscommunication between Tyron and Zach and, all the old line because they were supposed to pass off assignments, and they couldn't do it. Apparently somebody was missing something, and that's how he was getting all these pressures. Dak just had to step up and make some things happen, and people are missing that. That's the reason why Dak is, doing dope things right now.
Yeah, I said earlier in the show, there's a play that I almost chopped up and put it on Twitter before the show. Third quarter, maybe. It was 2 back-to-back passes. I think one went to Schultz, the next one went to CeeDee Lamb on a cross route or a quick slant. And right off the bat, Hargrave beats Biadasz, and he's in Dak's face. But Dak just stands there, gets it out quick, delivers a strike, first down, CeeDee Lamb. Like, that happened a lot, but people won't see that. They'll say, oh, offensive line, play well. Although they'll look at 6 sacks and say no, but a couple of those sacks, Dak just kind of just took the sack. But he had to do that throughout that game. That's why I said that game hadn't have ish to do with no Kellen Moore, ish to do with no Minshew, ish to do with no running game or offensive line. That game was about your quarterback overcoming all of those problems.
Yeah, and it's kind of infuriating that people don't see, what's actually going on. And, you have people that call Dak ass because they don't actually watch it. If I can see it on broadcast, that's crazy that you can't see it, with all of your stuff. You got money. You can look at film. But, I digress. It's not my fault. But good stuff.
Yeah, man. Hey, appreciate the call, though, man. What's your name?
Okay. Neil.
Neil, you called him before, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, I'm still waiting on that Roman Reigns drop. Still waiting.
Hold on, what you talking about, man? Wait, what you talking about, man?
Acknowledge me.
I got you, bro.
See?
That's what Dak told him to do.
Most definitely. Hey, have a good one, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. I mean, fantastic observations about the offensive line. I mean, that's why I had in my notes the offensive line struggle. Period. Not some days it's offensive line struggle in pass protection. Offensive line struggle in run game. They struggle. Period. Point blank. And it's going to be up to Kellen and Dak to kind of mask that. I had a thought and it slipped my mind. Forget what he's saying there. Let's get to the rest of these calls. 903, what's up?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Jessica.
Oh, don't act. Now, wait a minute, Miss Jess. You ain't called in here in like a year. And when you call in here, you're usually real loud. So
I've been at work. I'm
that,
in the hospital.
Oh, well,
I'm in the hospital. No, my mom
no.
passed out on Christmas, and I've been with her since then. They're trying to see if
Okay, that's
she
why.
got congestive heart failure and stuff.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope she's okay. Prayers up to your mom.
She's gone for MRI right now. MRI. But I just been hearing this. I don't get it, Sky. Why is it when the team wins, they still got to be negative and want to bring up old stuff and that stuff that doesn't even predict to this game? And by the way, CD had 10 catches out of 11, and he caught 10 passes out of 11 complete passes. He had 2 touchdowns. He had 120 yards. You was asking a question a while ago, and you said somebody look it up, and I did. And I had that all in there, but I'm not looking at my phone right now. And they talked about Dak. A lot of these people trash Dak, and then they wonder why these commentators talking about Dak. Y'all do it. Y'all do the same thing. Y'all trash our team, and then y'all want to get mad when the commentators do it. Y'all need to stop doing it and support your team. And if you're going to tweet some positive, because they read our tweets, people. That if you're following them, they see our stuff. They might not comment on it. They see it. So y'all need to do better as fans. If you're a true fan, you need to support your team and stop being negative. Dak surpassed all the evilness and all the bad mouthing, even with the man calling him a booty, and he showed out in that game. I've been telling y'all Dak was this. I've been telling y'all that, but y'all want to say Kilo this. No, you know what? Dak changed up that stuff. If y'all not seeing what Dak not doing, Dak see that people not that this man be trying to have all this craziness going on, and that making him look bad. So Dak is stepping up and doing what we wanted him to do. Take over and lead your team and go win the game. And that is what Dak has been doing. He's a fighter. So everybody needs, look, that man was being tackled and sacked, and he threw the ball and to CD, and he made first down. Dak was out there driving to make first down and pulling 4 people, holding him to get a first down. That is who he is. So stop hashing the man and support him.
Indeed, Miss Jessica. Indeed. Great words spoken. And I hope, prayers up to your mom. I hope everything goes well and she recovers, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Miss Jess.
All right.
If y'all don't
Love
remember,
y'all,
Miss Jess usually come in with the fire, but she's in the hospital right now with her mom, so she can't be as loud. But she be coming in with the fire, man. She be coming in with that passion. You can still hear it behind it all. The dude that called him booty, clip went around again on the internet. And let me just tell you, 'cause I think it was Neil who said, he don't watch XYZ. I don't think he watches it all. I saw a clip that said, he was like, yeah, Dak had a career high in passing yards and touchdowns. Congratulations, good for him. Career high? Sir, 340-something yards? The disrespect this man gets is unbelievable. You seriously think that 347 yards is a career high? Bro, get this man off TV, bro. Hey, Lee, you better holler at his brother, man. Dude's terrible. 850, what's good?
Hello.
Yes, sir. You live?
Yeah, this Dallas Sports. How you doing today?
Oh, Dallas Sports. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, God bless, bro. I took your advice, bro, and I went to the game in Jacksonville, and I had a great time. I just didn't like that what happened in regulations.
Yeah,
we should have ran the football.
Yeah.
We should have ran the football and punt the ball. But other than that, I had a great time at the game. I'm happy at how the outcome was at Saturday's game. These naysayers and trolls refuse to give Dak credit. It's not about Kellen Moore. It's not about Mike McCarthy. Dak Prescott played a great game despite that first quarter interception to the outside defensive end. It was a phenomenal game, great game. The media think that Dallas cannot compete against them. The Dallas Cowboys defeated Cincinnati, Minnesota, and now Philadelphia, and they still don't want to give the Dallas Cowboys credit for what they deserve. I'm telling you this: if they go in this next game, if Dallas can keep this momentum up and Kellen Moore don't mess things up, and we get in the playoffs, I've played football, coach, and officiated. I've seen teams that you underestimate win championships, and they underestimate now Dallas Cowboys right now, and that's a good thing. And Kellen Moore, we don't want him messing things up, but the Rain Dakota Prescott, I like his attitude. The young man got a great head on his shoulders. Roger Staubach was right about this young man, saying he's a winner, and he is. So that's all I got to say. I got more confidence in him and everything. He's doing a great, phenomenal job. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you, good brother. Good stuff. Yeah, he as well. He is mentally one of the toughest dudes in this league. Not just for what happens off the field, but on the field and having to deal with this team. Like, people don't ever take that into consideration. And I 100% believe that there is just a different stigma, a different feel, pressure, obviously, that comes with playing a star on your helmet. But for him to kind of put that behind, and I think we talked about this on the postgame show with Jesse, that was a bad play. It's a terrible pass. He understands he should have got more on that one, misjudged the length of Josh Sweat, who made a fantastic grab. Pick six, very DeMarcus Ware, Michael Vick-ish. Great play. 10-0. You could go into the tank. I've seen quarterbacks do it. Not this one. He came out, and it's funny. We had the energy at Texas Live was so lit. But we had some fans, rightfully so, pissed off after that. I was pissed off after that. And he came out, and Dak's like, all right, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. We got this, doing this whole, getting everybody back in. Because, hey, listen, there's a whole game left. It's 10 points. We've been here before. And somebody at Texas Live was like, man, we dapping him up. You ain't do nothing. And in my head, I'm like, but this is part of leadership. You know what I mean? You can't go out there with your head down, sulking. You got to go out there and get these guys back together and show them that, hey, man, I know I put you on this spot, but trust me to get you out of it. And not only did he get him out of it, get them out of the spot twice. Down 10 twice. Which annoys me when fans say he got gifts from the Eagles or the defense of the Cowboys. Listen, go watch the damn game. Dak had to respond every single time they scored a touchdown. Every time. 3 drives, scoring drives of over 70 yards. It's not a gift. You still got to score. Even if you only drive 50 yards, you got to score a touchdown. He did that. How many third and longs did they get out of after getting 1 yard, 2 yards on first and second down? For the millionth time, your quarterback ain't the problem. Your quarterback is not the problem. 469, send us out, and we get to some super chats. What's goody?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Dak, if he wants to become an elite quarterback, besides above average, which I think we saw this game, he has to learn to extend plays. I can't stress it enough that he does hold on to the ball for a while. I mean, no offense. That offense can only hold up for so long. And I believe that T.Y. will help this offense in order to open up the field more because he's faster.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Are you just regurgitating that from what you see on a broadcast view, or are you watching film?
I'm watching what I see on the actual game.
The broadcast view.
Yes.
Okay. And so this is why I do this show, and I do film sessions and things like that. When people say Dak Prescott's holding on to the ball, 9 times out of 10, you can't release the ball if no receiver is looking every single time, number one. Number two, maybe somebody's not open, which happens a lot. Right? Number 3.
Hey, Sky, you know what?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Schematically, if you're sending 2 or 3 guys out into 7, well, I gotta go through my progressions. We can't, on one hand, get mad at the quarterback for getting rid of the ball too fast and not, seeing guys on the opposite side of the field or taking shots or whatever, and then say, he holds the ball where he's supposed to hold it to go through his progressions to take those shots down the field. My question is, what exactly do you want from the quarterback to do when it comes to his dropbacks? Because he is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the National Football League when he drops back, whether he's holding the ball or not, which, by the way, he has one of the worst pass blocking offensive lines in the league, yet he's one of the most productive quarterbacks. So I don't know how that correlates to him just holding the ball too long.
There's two ways he can adjust that. Number one, move around in the pocket, not the wrong way. Move around in the pocket, move up, step up, and it's like he
adjust what
in the back too long.
Okay. Go ahead.
When he drops back, he stays in the back too long. Step up in that pocket, move around in the pocket. If not, go ahead and run with the ball.
There's no
Extend
way.
the play.
There's no way you're watching film.
I've seen
There's no way you're watching film. If you think he just steps up in the pocket with those interior defenders in his lap half the damn game. Now, can he run more? Like, to run more has nothing to do with him throwing. Running more, yeah, I would love for him to just take off sometimes to get some yards. Maybe you design plays to get him on rollouts. But what you're asking him to do is to step up in the pocket and then just graze the line of scrimmage and hope somebody gets open. That doesn't work throughout the entirety of the game.
I've seen more pressure from the right side and the left side on the tackles than I have in the actual interior. So, in my opinion, if he's seen
it's time for Tape Tuesday, baby. Oh, you just come on back for Tape Tuesday, fam.
I'll do that. And let me mention this before I go. I want to see Davis in this next game, because we're lower on
Who's
players.
that?
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to prevent injuries.
You want to see?
Malik.
Malik.
Yeah, Malik Davis. Yeah. So I want to see more in him this game against Tennessee, and I think their quarterback's hurt, so you might as well. Yeah, might as well. Oh, yeah, and I want to see McQuamu, too. I want to see a combination of McQuamu, Bland, and Williams. Those three, in my opinion, are very great players. On their way to greatness, I should say. But, yeah.
Who's Williams?
Sam Williams.
Oh, you named cornerbacks. I thought you were talking about DBs.
I was talking about cornerback McQuamu, too. I want to see McQuamu.
And DBs,
I want to see Bland, and I want to see Sam Williams.
Well,
I want to see those three.
You do see Bland. He plays. Sam Williams, you'll see him again. He just got into a car accident.
Now he does. Now he does.
Who?
Took him forever.
Talking about Bland?
Yeah.
Brother,
now he does.
Bland been
forever.
Bland been playing for 8 weeks. Are you really watching the games?
Yeah, but it's been like in spots. You know what I mean? It's been like maybe 8, 12, 13 plays. It hadn't been like throughout the game. You get what I'm saying?
Bro.
So it's like,
sir,
how many snaps did he play the previous week?
Do you want to do this? You don't want to do this.
I'm being honest. How many snaps has he played the previous week?
Oh, Lord. You want to do okay. All right, I'm not going to laugh at you because that's not we're here to educate at the same time. So I will educate you and let you know how many snaps Deron Bland has been playing since we're actually doing this. You're a Cowboy fan, right?
More of a Chiefs fan, but, you know, it's all good.
Makes sense now. Makes sense now why you think, okay, you're not a Cowboy fan. Well, why didn't you just start with that?
Not like I used to be. Not like I used to be.
Okay.
Used to be, but they did Romo dirty. So.
Deron Bland. Here we go. You ready? Since week 8, 49 snaps, 35, 42, 58, 62, 60, 65, 67. The floor is yours, sir.
What? They ain't put him in good. They weren't putting him in good position, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Now he's in better.
That man said,
"What? What? What?"
Sir. But it makes sense. You know, I you're not really watching the games, right? You kind of just grazing through them.
Special teams don't count, Sky.
Oh, sir. Do you know? You watch my show. You think I would literally come on here and rattle off special team snaps to you, my guy? No, I wouldn't do that to you, man. Deron Bland has been playing for about the last 8-9 weeks, man. Sam Williams has been playing for the last 8-9 weeks, brother. He just got into an accident. McQuamu's a different story.
Yeah, I know that protocol.
Yeah. I don't know that you'll see McQuamu unless there's an injury to the safeties, but Nahshon Wright's the guy right now. Seems like when they decide to go nickel and they move Deron Bland inside, they put Nahshon Wright outside.
man, I want to see Nkwama at corner so bad. I really do. But that's just me.
You ain't the first one, man. So other people have definitely brought that up.
It's just his awareness. He's a cerebral player. I like cerebral players.
I'd be interested if we got an issue out there at outside, because I think Bland's your guy now. If Bland holds it down, I'm cool. But if it becomes to a point where we have to slide him back in, I'd be interested to see something. Try everything you can try at this point.
Okay, cool.
Hey, appreciate the call, man. Have some fun with you. Hopefully, you learned something.
All right.
All right, big dog.
All right.
I wish you would have just said that from the rip. I ain't really a Cowboy fan. Am I tripping though about the Dak holding the ball thing? Like I thought we added context to that. I think last year there was maybe a legitimate concern because he would come off his first read. But I think Dak is seeing it this year. Oh, I think he's seeing it at a very high level. I will agree that I would like to see him just take off and run more. Not necessarily take off and create a play. He does that, I think, at a good enough rate. But you gotta understand, man, in this passing offense, it is really remedial. Like, it's not that great of a passing concept. So we're talking about top of the drop. Guys gotta be available, right? And as we saw in this game, one too many times you was just stepping up and the pocket was clean. Hell, I saw Kratos, a.k.a. Zach Martin, get tossed by Ndamukong Suh. I mean, Ndamukong Suh just said, man, get out the way. Milton Williams, Javon Hargrave, they had a day in that game. So yeah. Well, that was fun. Nah, Oscar, I ain't going. It wasn't no need to go toxic right there. Yeah. Because something didn't add up. When you say Deron Bland wasn't playing, I'm like, sure, you a Cowboy fan. And when my man say dead giveaway, that's a dead giveaway right there, bro. Yeah, the Milton Williams was a problem. Milton Williams was eating, man. Yeah, if y'all get a chance to go watch that, man, it was, in all honesty, it was a clinic up front in what they did from a pass rush, run stop standpoint. Just again, like I said, this man right here, he just willed his way to that victory. Listen, as much as I love to see him do what he did against that team, I don't want to see the team make it that difficult in the playoffs. Like, ooh, that's the last thing I'm trying to see. Let's get to these super chats. It's the last thing I'm trying to see. Start backwards. My guy Fresh Fade came in early in the show. Yeah, there we go.
Super chat.
And said, Wright played big. His eyes are getting better. I didn't see too many plays made on him, but I can't. I gotta wait. I gotta go back and watch. I'll keep my eyes on Wright when I get to the tape. But it didn't seem like it was a whole lot of plays technically made on him. It seemed like maybe plays were made in the vicinity in regards to like zone, and he had a good pass breakup. So let's see if Wright can build on top of that. Philip Henderson, appreciate you for the $10 drop.
Super chat.
If Kellen Moore doesn't incorporate T.Y. Hilton into our offense, he needs to be fired. No one in Philadelphia team has the raw speed to run with him. I don't disagree there. I mean, I think he'd be right anyway. But I don't disagree with you there. If Kellen, a lot of people were saying, and even Jesse asked this question, and I said, well, my rebuttal would be, a lot of people were saying, well, if he can't get Turpin involved, why would he get T.Y. involved? Well, Turpin's not T.Y. Hilton. I mean, it's a bit of a different story here. Like, Turpin's USFL MVP, return man. T.Y. Hilton has, am I saying he's Hall of Famer, but his numbers are borderline goddamn Hall of Fame. He will be going into the Colts Hall of Fame. So two different guys. And again, man, maybe we'll put this on tape. Usually it's tape Tuesday. Maybe we do tape Wednesday. I don't know. We got the Titans to worry about. We'll see. Just watch the route where he got the interference. The nuance of that route, which that type of nuance, he passes along to CD. Can you imagine how much better CD gonna get? But the nuance of that route to make Darius Slay, fool Darius Slay into pass interference is the small veteran type things that just weren't privy to this team all year, if we're being completely honest. D-Shift said Hilton gives me Cobb vibes. That's fair. I'll go one step further. A better Cobb. Technician, Triple D. Facts. Then Toxic.
Super chat.
Of course, being toxic. I love Dak, but Dak with Kellen Moore is why I have doubts. I mean, I feel the same way in regards to this group. I said this last week. I said I think Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott have reached the max capacity that these two can be together. That is not an indictment on Dak. It's more of an indictment on the offense coordinator. Because I think a better offense coordinator can get even more out of this quarterback, out of this offense, whatever. I know that sounds crazy. What Scott they putting on? Yeah, I think they're doing it on the back of your quarterback, but I digress. Yeah, man, this duo, and I hate to even, it sucks because I think this Q is good enough. Is it good enough to overcome it 3 or 4 times in the playoffs? That's all we need. Once we get to the playoffs, I'm just going to ask the football guys, I just need a heater. I need Kellen and Dak to just go on a heater for 3 games. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for reverse glitch Kellen. I'm not asking for throwing in the middle of the field with CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if he's going to come across a Dak. Although I don't worry about him as much. Just need a heater, man. Yeah, I just saw that J.J. Watt is retiring. Somebody said Cowboys should pick him up. He's having a good year, too. Good career for J.J. Watt, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through on what would be an Overreaction Tuesday during the holidays. Some of y'all are still on vacation. I'm still in vacation mode, but we working. We got the Titans on Thursday, which we'll be doing the game Thursday here in the studio. Actually, Thursday is going to be pretty cool. We're going to have, for the morning show, we're going to have the Titans, the Nashville team, A to Z Sports Nashville, our parent company, Zach and Austin, on the show to talk about the Titans matchup. So that'll be cool. Y'all can meet them for the first time, and then I can meet the Nashville fans for the first time. But later today, Mo will be back on, continuing to cover the Cowboys, and then you do not want to miss. How many of y'all? It's 680 of y'all total. You do not want to miss Voch Lombardi Live over on the Volume. When I tell you this is a 6 to 8 month buildup. It's a 6 to 8 month buildup that Dak soliloquy, speech, whatever you want to call it, that Voch is about to unleash on these Philadelphia Eagles. So make sure y'all be there. Don't be a square, be there. Be on time today. All right, Cowboys Nation. Good stuff today. Great calls. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate y'all in the chat, man. The Bomb Squad, y'all are the best. There's no one better. Truly. No one better than the Bomb Squad. We out of here, though. Not that button. Not that button. That button. Oh, he got something mixed for you. I'll have my moment, too, Toxic. Martise. I don't think Martise watches this show. But Martise, come on down, bro. Got a conversation for you. Love y'all, man. Love you, Lee. Y'all be safe. We out here. Happy holidays.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Bomb Squad!